I think I would have been assaulted physically if, you know, if they if known of the condition or the job I was doing, and or I would have been detained, and maybe worse, I could have been killed. I mean, I wouldn't have really sorted that out of the options, but I later knew that two of our colleagues who were working for Al Jazeera Egypt, the local channel that plays in Egypt, Al Jazeera Arabic, were searched, and then when they found that they had Al Jazeera ID with them, they were assaulted for about 3 hours, and they were abused verbally and physically. Of course, eventually they were left, but I wouldn't have wanted to see myself in that situation. Usually, if we're talking about last year, we were usually advised, not to stay in public places a long time, not to, take accommodation in hotels, because hotels are, monitored by security personnel all the time, and try and, hide your identity as much as possible. So it's only pressure, and pressure shows that the whole case itself is a farce. I mean, the issue either against me or against my three colleagues of Al Jazeera English, it shows that it's just a way of, twisting Al Jazeera's arm, blackmailing us to kind of change our policy or our way of telling news. But definitely pressure works. There's another case of a young lady. She's 20 years old, a student, and she was detained for about 6 months, and then later she started a hunger strike for 70 days, and she also was released, I think about 2 weeks ago. So that shows that pressure, I know the hunger strike issue or the global pressure really, works for these cases, because there's no other way of getting your freedom. I think one of the reasons was the issue of me being, detained and not, transferred to court or put on trial, because usually it's kind of hard or impossible for people who are on trial to get, released or be on or get bail. Of course, I think because of my relation to Al Jazeera, and because in Egypt we don't really have the culture of saying I'm sorry. I mean, the prosecutors would find that you have nothing to do with the whole case, and there's no any kind of evidence, but it's hard for them, or it's kind of the culture of the state to not let people go easily. In Egypt, it's very normal for you to get detained, but it's very hard for the authorities to leave you, because they wouldn't like to look like they've done something wrong. Well, I think the situation is getting worse by day. I mean, when I talk to my family and friends back in Egypt, there's a lot of power shortages every day in the country. Things are getting more expensive on a daily basis, and people are getting more tense, because as the situation worsens, it becomes kind of a competition for resources, because less people have the ability to get this kind of commodities. But the problem is people are not speaking about it in public. We've kind of returned back to the very situation in which we revolted against. The fear is spreading among people because the regime has kind of shown them through these detentions and killings that if you speak out against what happens, you either get detained for an endless time, or you get killed.